Hi. Welcome. We are setting the tone for the summer season today. First, starting off with a trip to the bookstore to pick up a new journal because I think every season and the change in the weather and just like what's going on outside also demands like this energetic reset. And for me, I just finished, or I'm about to finish the journal that I'm currently in. So I can't go without. So I have to have something else on deck, which is what we're shopping for today. And I'm very picky when it comes to this. So it did take me a bit of time, but I also went ahead and sat down and got some journaling in, which was really fun and exciting, and also a really fun time people watching as well, and just kind of making like little notes and observations on what I was seeing and what I was feeling and all that fun stuff. And I recently just gave myself a gel manicure, and I love the way that it came out. I haven't given myself a gel manicure in a really long time, and I'm obsessed with this color as well. It's so me. I think it's my new signature. Tea time. And we're back to the journal. When I come out of a good time in my journal, I swear I feel like I could take over the world. And lately I've been reflecting a lot on how I spend my time, energy, and attention. I've made a lot of changes, big and small, progressively over the past, I would say, 6 months to a year. And they've just been building off of each other, which is exactly what I want, leading up to some of those larger changes and decisions. I think a part of my hermit season was just sitting alone with myself in a calm, peaceful environment to think really deeply about how certain things made me feel and gathering my own thoughts on that without internalizing the thoughts and feelings of other people around me, or even what I assumed their thoughts and feelings would be and not necessarily what they were in actuality. I had to cut out a lot of the unnecessary noise in my life to have more room to parse through my thoughts and start to separate out the thoughts and feelings I took on because that's what other people expected from me versus allowing myself to operate beyond the limitations of other people's thoughts and feelings. 10 out of 10 experience, highly recommend. And honestly, for me, that's another part of the seasonal reset. It's like sometimes I just need to sit with the changes that are happening around me and gather my own feelings on them before I can move forward and onwards. You know what I mean? It's like, I think when the season shifts, like my energy shifts slightly, my priority shifts, just the way that I want to spend my time and my energy shifts. And beyond that, I think like my boundaries look different with things like movement or, time outside or, time reading or in my journal and so forth and so forth. So with that, I just like to process like what I want the season to look like before I like go out and venture and like start taking action or spending time with friends, because I feel like I personally get easily like swept up in like what everybody else is doing and how everybody else is feeling, and you know what I mean, the vibes that everybody else is on, without like really situating myself on the vibe that I want to get on. You know what I mean? there's a balance for me between like solitude and my quality time to myself, and also the time I spend with my friends and like what I want that to look like as well. So, and I feel like the balance is like constantly like shifting. Like I'll get to a place where I'm like, oh, I feel really balanced, like living my life in this way. And then something will change and it's like, well, this is no longer like the balance that feels good for me. So it's almost like just constantly having to like, not necessarily go back to the drawing board, but just kind of like reset and like think like, okay, like, what did I not like? What did I like? What would I change? What would I not change? And that's a lot of what like my journaling has been. It's just like taking a lot of different observations and then like taking those notes and like giving myself little experiments to like try to see if I like the way things feel when I try something new or different. And I think the process in and of itself is really fun and exciting because it's almost like this like, talk about like gamifying life, but also like romanticizing life in the same way. And that's really fun, even if like I try something and I don't necessarily like it, because I'm also the girl that's not scared to like go back on something that I did or said, you know what I mean? Like it's like I never like hold myself hostage to what a past version of me committed to in that moment, because I acknowledge like I'm in a different moment. Like this is a different version of me. This is like a different point in time and space. Like I can make a different choice or a different decision. So yeah, that's a lot of what I think my time in my journal has looked like lately. It's been lots of fun. So to address the elephant in the room, you may be wondering why I'm wearing like a fleece turtleneck in like June, but it's rather chilly in my home, which I don't mind because I like wearing turtlenecks inside of my home. I'm definitely not going outside into the 90-100 degree heat dressed like this. Please do not fret, my pet. But you really cannot tell me that like a turtleneck with like a hot cup of tea is not the like perfect like cozy combination. Okay, that was fun and fab. Here is another view of the Manny after I put on another layer of top coat, fresh out of the UV lamp. Aren't they so cute? Time to get ready with me. When I tell you, I was not feeling nor really doing or liking the process of doing my makeup for maybe a year or more, like a really substantial amount of time. And I had an experience that drastically changed this for me. And it also completely changed the way that I do my makeup now, and I've been loving it. I feel like it is so perfect for this season. I went to Ulta a few weeks ago, and let me tell you, my good friend, and I say good friend like it wasn't actually the first time I'd ever met this man, but he was such energy. I went in there to restock on my Fenty powdered foundation, which I've held near and dear to my heart for several years. I hit pan a few weeks ago, and as you know, that was her saying goodbye to me, but I was also like, I've had this foundation for a ghastly amount of time. Like, what are the odds it's expired, you know? And so I was like on the hunt for this. So I happened to go into this Ulta, and they also happened to be 50% off at the time. I think because they're trying to get rid of stock low-key. But anyways, I can only imagine because they didn't have my shade. So I approached this fabulous young man in the Ulta, and I'm like, hey, would you happen to be in stock of this shade in the back? And he's like, no, but like, sweetie, we can definitely go darker. And I was like, I'm here for it. He's like, come, have a seat, get comfortable. You guys, the way he did my full face of makeup changed the game for me. Changed my foundation shade, changed my concealer shade, changed my concealer shade, and I'm loving it. I've been loving it. Shout out to Sean, live, laugh, love you. It was so much fun, and it got me back into doing makeup and having fun with it. I've been really into concealer, blush, brow gel, and calling it a day. I think because like going from like not doing my makeup really ever for a really long time and then getting back into it. I also like recently did my big chop and cut my hair off a few months back. I just love like keeping my hair and makeup really minimal. Today was obviously not necessarily that day, but typically I like a 5-minute get up, hair, makeup, done, looking fabulous, ready to head out the door. You know what I mean? So, but today I'm actually on my way to work, and then after work, I'm gonna go to a Pride block party with my friend. It's my official reentrance into society. Spritz, spritz, spritz. And fan. Spritz, spritz, spritz. And fan. And we saved the best part for last. I've always been a lip gloss girl. Like there are no words. Like there's the girls who are like mascara girls. They have like 20, 30, 40 different tubes. I think at one point in my life I had over 200 tubes of lip gloss, all within the same like 3 to 4 shade ranges. It was unnecessary. I promise I don't have that many lip glosses anymore, but I just have to say, like, long live lip gloss, forever and always a lip gloss girl, you know what I mean? Oh, and you guys, this lip stain is like staple product. If you don't have one, you need to go get one. And there we go, the final touches, finishing touches. Cute, cute, cute. Gotta blend that out. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, period. She's ready to go. We are ready to go. Giving diva. And each and every time, without fail, the best part of going out is coming home. So when I tell you we didn't even make it to the block party, we arrived in like that weird in between where like all the pre-party activities are done because they start at like 6, and then the actual party starts at around midnight. But like neither her or I were really interested in being out that late, so we got there at like 9 and we danced for like 2 hours. I didn't know anybody there, so I danced with a couple people for the first time ever, and it was all like improvised social dancing. Always fun. I definitely miss my dancer friends, but I haven't gone out in like 2-3 months, and sometimes I just want to like ease in and go somewhere where nobody knows me, so that was really fun. And now I get to come home and come back to my hermit shell and my happy, happy routines. I ran into a gentleman while I was out, and like he was talking about like his career. He trained as a opera vocalist, and I thought that was really cool. And we got into this really interesting conversation about like how like being creative feeds into like the other things that you do in life. And I feel like that's like one thing that I'm like really learning right now, is that like being creative and like expressing myself in different ways like feeds into like the other areas of my life as well. It's almost like making sure I'm healthy in these different facets of like who I am and like what makes me like feel good and like feel fulfilled and like alive and like curious and like really like grounded and present, like connected to like what I'm doing and the life that I'm living and like the person that I am. It's just like I feel like it's really shown. Like I really feel it. I think like when you pour into one area of yourself, the overflow, like you can't just water one part of the garden, you know what I mean? Like it's like the water like seeps into like the rest of the garden and like you flourish differently, and that's been like really cool and exciting to experience. But anyways, I just got home, just got out of the shower, just got skin-cured, and now I'm pretty good. good night, and thanks for meeting me here. See you next time.